Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and assorted people of the internet. I am James Phoenix, and this is another WWE Fantasy Log, but not just any WWE Fantasy Log. This is the grand finale of Season 4, where we will be scoring WWE SummerSlam 2017. Joining me, as always, are Jeff and John.
Hi.
Join us for the biggest party of the summer.
Pretty much. Of course, this being the season finale, we will see the final scores at the end of the night, but we're also going to have some changes coming. This Saturday will be our Season 5 premiere with some pretty big changes. Most notably, that for the first time ever, we will be adding a fourth participant. You might have met her if you were here for last week's video, and that is the Queen of Hearts, Tiffany, who will be joining us as a full participant, which means this Saturday, stay tuned, because we're going to be opening up everything with a full-on, from-scratch draft. It's time to shake things up again.
We're going to be beating WWE to it, unless they're not actually doing a shakeup.
Who knows? We'll find out.
So as I pointed to Jim, what they've done so far does not constitute a shakeup.
I don't know. At any rate, we're going to be doing the draft, so we're going to have 4 teams, which means the teams will be smaller, less points on each, which means the possibility of them being more even and the scores not being as drastically apart. So that should be interesting to see.
And after any draft day, 2 episodes abound.
Yes, that will happen. The first episode will be the draft, where we'll divide up our 4 teams, and then the second episode will be the scoring of this past week's programming with news and all the usual goodies. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and close out Season 4, our longest season to date, having run from the end of the last WrestleMania to this SummerSlam. And I believe we are going to have for the first time, specifically for Jeff, although possibly myself as well, but at least for Jeff, he will be cresting 10,000 points tonight.
I actually made it? I didn't think I'd make it that high.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's take a look at the current scores, and we'll see what's going on. Let me fire up the old screen share. So, as you can see here, currently in the lead at 99,543 points is Team Extreme. Less than 500 points from the 10,000 mark. Followed in second place by me at 8,822 points, the Certified Valor Club. And in third is Team Apocalypse, John, at 7,557 points.
Now, sorry, John, you kind of got hosed last week. But if it makes you feel any better, you kind of hosed Jim at SummerSlam.
I've been getting hosed since when did this season start? So I'm used to it.
WrestleMania, yeah. but like I said, I mean, you hosed me. You beat me in 2 matches that we didn't think you were going to beat me in. So,
and you also got the win in the tag match that the both of you won. So you got more points than he did for that match.
Yeah, you got the win in that, and you won 2 titles. So.
Woo.
Anyway, you're only 700 points behind me, so you might not pass me, but you'll close the gap by a hell of a lot.
Let's go to the totals.
Those are the totals.
The new totals. Go. Scored. New totals. Go.
Can I check the leaderboard first?
I'll allow it.
Thank you, Mills Lane. So at the top of the scoreboard is the United States champion AJ Styles at 737, just a few points ahead of his SummerSlam opponent Kevin Owens at 734. Excuse me, followed by the WWE champion Jinder Mahal at 710, the Cruiserweight challenger Akira Tozawa at 669, and the Cruiserweight champion Neville at 643, followed by The Miz at 567, Seth freaking Rollins at 535, the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss at 529, so one of the contenders for the for the Universal title, Samoa Joe at 518, and Finn Balor rounding out the top 10 at 507.
Now say it right. The Demon King, Finn Balor.
Okay.
He was a Demon King at SummerSlam.
I know, we're not. He was.
Yes, he was.
He was. Basically, they decided they were going to do the match early on Raw, and Bray Wyatt beat Leather Jacket Balor, and then turned the lights out, and then brought them back up, and then dumped a bucket of viscous blood-like liquid on him. And so Finn got really pissed off and demanded Angle give them a rematch at SummerSlam, and in a foreboding promo informed not Renee Young, that Bray Wyatt was going to find out at SummerSlam that
Was it
Bray-
Susan?
mm-hmm.
Susan, right?
Who?
The Southpaw. Not Renee Young.
Okay.
No? Okay.
I don't think we haven't seen Southpaw.
Oh my God. Okay, oh man, I was like bummed because I wasn't going to talk about it. But if you didn't even see it, then all right.
Oh, did they put out the new one? That's right. I gotta watch
they put
that.
Season 3 is out. Yeah.
Season 2, you need to watch.
Two. Yeah, I will
No,
check
with
that
AJ
out.
Styles, a used car salesman who's funding Southpaw Wrestling.
So I've heard.
And just Dolph Ziggler, when you come back, please keep the rocker gimmick.
Ha!
Just-
Yes.
No,
Oh.
it's coming back even more serious if that's possible.
Watch Southpaw if you disagree with 80s rocker. This is Dolph Ziggler.
No, I
Then
don't
we'll
disagree
talk.
with I'm just saying, no, that's not what he came back with.
You should. I want it to be an alternate costume. And
I need to know. Did Jericho's character come back?
He does, yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Of course he does. That's why Jericho was in town and got roped into a match.
Well, then the fact that he had Breezango on his podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to SummerSlam. Of course, coming from the Barclays Center in New York City, New York. Well, Brooklyn, New York, but who's counting?
Brooklyn.
A wicka.
God, I hope that entrance is still in the game.
Well,
That's
we'll
like
find out.
John's eternal entrance.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
Like,
Just
imagine
add the
that,
wacky
John. Imagine
inflatable
that
flailing arm
entrance
tube
with near, 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 near.
Near.
and the inflatable tube man.
Yes. Oh God, now we have to do this when the game comes out.
Anywho, so the kickoff show begins, and we open things up with let's see, which order? Okay, so apparently after some promoting of the matches, at just around the 5:30 mark Eastern time, we have our opening matchup of Jason Jordan and the Hardy Boys taking on the Miztourage. In what was apparently an impromptu empty arena match.
That's a nice way
Yeah.
to put that.
Because apparently the Barclays Center fucked up and opened the doors at the time the thing was supposed to start. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, basically.
Or actually, more accurately, and this, I think, is where it becomes the Barclays Center fault. They opened the doors, I think, at the right time. But the one thing WWE didn't account for, and I think it's partly because Barclays, they didn't account for how long it was going to take the security screeners to screen for security.
Fair enough.
People were stuck at the security checkpoints, so they couldn't actually get into the center because the Barclays people wouldn't let them in to see the goddamn match.
Yeah,
They might
well,
want to buy a shirt or something first.
yeah, exactly. They might want to go to the merch booth.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what the official reports say, that the people were saying that they were stuck at the security checkpoint because Barclays security.
And
If you know your security is going to take that long to go through, open fucking earlier so we can actually see the first match.
you would think, but yeah, they need time to go over to the to the tables loaded up with merch before Braun Strowman starts power slamming people through them. We're gonna get to that later.
Was Kane working there when he did?
No, that would have been merchandise Kane, not concession Kane. You're mixing
okay.
you're mixing your joke titles.
I'm sorry.
Isn't he politician Kane now?
Yeah. Anyway. So, yes, our opening match, Jason Jordan and the Hardys versus the Miztourage in an impromptu empty arena match. I'm still not scoring it as a specialty. But they had
Does it count an appearance if nobody saw it?
somebody on Twitter asked that question. Anyway. So the opening match occurred, and the end result was a win for the Miztourage. As basically everybody did their run-ins at the end of the match. Jordan hit a belly-to-belly on Axel, and then went for the finisher, but The Miz had tagged in blindly in the commotion, grabbed Jordan from behind while he was trying to finish her Axel, and hit him with a skull-crushing finale for the win. So, 6-man. Now, yeah, 6-man. So, 6-man tag match is not inherently a specialty, right? No. Okay. Just checking.
No.
So, in that case, we're going to go on this. So, the Miztourage, not Miz portion of the Miztourage did not hit any moves.
You should probably start with Maurice for accompaniment.
Fair enough. We can do that.
Since she, accrued the least amount of points.
That's true. Okay, so Maurice is going to get 5, 7. Okay. Apparently, Jeff Hardy didn't hit any moves either.
Did she interfere at all?
Not that I can recall. No.
Okay.
I think she was good. I think she was good for once.
I missed the first about 45 minutes of the show, so I didn't actually even see the pre-show or the first 45 minutes of the actual show.
It's like you were there in person.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and open up with the faces who did not win the match. Jeff Hardy had no points for his moves because he tried a couple of things and got countered, specifically a Swanton Bomb. So as a result, instead, we are going to have Jeff Hardy open up with being 8 points for showing up to compete, pretty much. So.
Speaking of Swanton counters, I think Dean Ambrose fucked his up on Raw.
Okay.
Well, because he got it up, but then immediately after it, he just kind of laid there, and I was like, "Ooh, did you position your legs wrong and fuck up your knees too?" That kind of sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Because it looked like he didn't properly position his knees. So when Jeff Hardy landed back first on his knees, he kind of fucked his own knees up in the process.
Well,
because he wasn't moving. I was like, "Oh, dude."
I just like the phrase, he got it up and then just laid there.
Thank you, John. I was going to say the same thing. It wasn't just me that heard that. Okay.
I'm sorry. I've been talking to Renee Young. Sorry, I had to.
I'm confused.
They're together.
Mm-hmm.
Dean Ambrose and Renee Young, they're kind of
yes,
together.
We're not talking about Dean Ambrose.
But yes, we were about the. Never mind. It went over your head.
I know it was in a match against Ambrose, but I thought you were saying it was Hardy that fucked up.
No, I thought it was Dean Ambrose who got his knees up and then didn't fucking move because I think he got his knees. Either he didn't get his knees up fast enough, or he got it in the wrong position because it looked like his knees were kind of hurt and he wasn't really moving after the counter, which usually after a counter, it's the person who counters who's actually moving.
Fair enough.
I was like, "Oh, Ambrose, did you kind of fuck that up?"
You may have. Anywho. So anyway, what do we got here?
Yeah. So, Hardy Boys.
So yeah, so now Matt Hardy is going to get 8 points for competing in 2 moves. It's 10 points to Matt Hardy. Reminder to the folks at home that the base competition points for a pay-per-view are 8. All right. And then Jason Jordan get 8 points for competing in 3 moves is 11 points to Jason Jordan.
Can he get minus 11 points for nobody caring?
No.
Like, I'm sorry, that's going to be a running thing with Jason Jordan. Just nobody cares.
I mean, if you want to take 11 points away from Jason Jordan for nobody caring, be my guest, but then you're going to be the one explaining that to his father while your ankles are being shattered.
It's your fault, Kurt. It's your fault.
Anyway, let's go on to the heel team who won the match. So Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas didn't hit any moves. So they're each going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. And they're going to get 8 points for competing in their match. which means that's going to be 23 points each to Axel and Dallas. Is 33. Wait, I'm confused. Yeah, so 23, 33, and 8 is 141. And then Curtis Axel is 23, 33. Okay. And then The Miz won the match. So The Miz is going to get 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match. He's going to get 8 points for competing in said match. It's 38. And he had 6 move points. Is 44 points to The Miz. Which puts him at 612.
I'd also like to point out how fucked up this pay-per-view was.
Okay.
Intercontinental Championship. The one title not on the line.
Yeah.
What the really?
Yep.
WWE truly does not care about the IC Championship.
This is not news.
Oh, I didn't think they would not care to this point.
No, they really just don't care about that belt.
And Pat Patterson is rolling over in his grave.
Pat Patterson's not dead.
I never said he was.
Ah! I can't process that level of stupidity. Moving on.
What, I can't allude that some old guy sleeps in a grave?
No, you can't, because we literally have a guy that does that.
Not anymore.
He's not dead either. Well, at least not in that way.
No, I never said he was. I just said he doesn't do that anymore.
You don't know that. Have you been to his ranch?
I'm pretty sure if he actually did that outside the WWE, he would not be married. At least not to her.
You know what she's into?
She might be into that. You don't know. Don't make assumptions. Don't kink shame. God.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how she got fired from her job as a teacher?
Maybe she's Abby from NCIS. You don't know.
Exactly. Thank you. And in regards to your other observation, maybe she's Cameron Diaz from Bad Teacher.
Abby from NCIS isn't Abby from NCIS. Actually, she owns a cupcake shop in real life.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was surprised, too, when I saw her name on that shop. I was like, wait, what? She owns a cupcake shop?
Apparently.
Named after, I think, her mother or grandmother.
Aw. Anyway. Moving along. We next went to the social media lounge where we were joined by the #1 contenders for the Raw Tag Team titles, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. And they took part in answering some social media questions. So where they talk about the fact that they have more energy now that they're back together, what's their strategy for tonight's match, so on and so forth. So promo to Ambrose and Rollins. I'm down here. Let's do Rollins first. And Dean is up here. What's Dean at 400 even? There you go. All right. After this, we go to our second pre-show match, Akira Tozawa versus the Cruiserweight Champion, Neville. Neville for said Cruiserweight Championship.
Wrong. Other way around.
What do you mean?
Tozawa was the Cruiserweight Champion.
Oh, right, because he beat him on Raw. Sorry, I forgot. This was the rematch. Thank you. Akira Tozawa defending the Cruiserweight title against Neville.
Well, let's say, stop trying to chip John out of points, even though it doesn't matter.
It does not matter a damn.
It doesn't matter what points I get.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Yeah. And it is worth noting that during the early portion of this matchup, as Tozawa was taunting Neville periodically, Corey Graves went out of his way to point out that Akira's hot taunts were as joined by the crowd getting progressively louder as the arena was finally starting to fill up.
You're not supposed to point that out, Graves.
Yeah. But yes, Tozawa defended against Neville, and Neville managed to reclaim his Cruiserweight Championship and his status as King of the Cruiserweights. To general surprise of everyone, I think.
And everyone asks why.
Because Neville is over as hell as a heel.
Yeah, but people are saying, if we're going to put the title back on Neville, why did Tozawa win it in the first place?
Shock value, and because it made Neville look even more powerful and even more. Basically, it makes you see that Neville's not just getting comfortable with being champion. It showed his drive to win it back when he lost it, and how dominant he was. That somebody finally took it from him, and they only had it for like a week.
Yeah, but if their whole plan is to keep it on Neville anyway, wouldn't it have been better to just keep it on Neville and maybe have him break some record or something for how long he's held the title?
Maybe, but I think they realized they needed to mix it up a little bit. Especially, they might have just been testing the waters to see how over Tozawa was and if what they wanted to do with the title. So who knows?
He's pretty fucking over.
Well, yeah, we know this.
And they still took it off him.
Well, it was what it was.
Oh.
But now Tozawa can win it back. So,
not if Enzo Amore has anything to say about it.
Well, Tozawa's got a contractually obligated rematch, so Enzo Amore can fuck off.
Enzo Amore can cost him the contractually obligated rematch.
He could try. But you forget one simple fact. Enzo Amore is not a large man. He's about the size of Tozawa and Neville. But if he's going to try to come out and cost Tozawa a championship match, he's going to, in order to actually get in there and succeed, have to answer to Titus Worldwide first.
You say that like Titus Worldwide is a threat.
Titus is the same kind of size as Cass, and one boot to the face from Cass leaves Enzo lying on the mat for like 20 minutes. So, yeah.
All Enzo has to do is toss Titus Worldwide out of the ring. The rest will take care of itself.
If he can manage to do that, yeah, no, Titus is going to boot him in the face, and then he's just going to be dead. And if that doesn't work, he's going to get grabbed and suplexed to hell by Apollo Crews.
Suplex repeat.
Yeah.
Suplex repeat.
Suplex repeat. Thank you, Gordon Soley. Anyway.
I think Xavier Woods.
Yeah, well. So anyway, yes, Neville regained the Cruiserweight Championship after Tozawa went for the senton, but took some knees to the back instead. And then Neville finished things up with a red arrow. So, Tozawa is going to get the points first. Let me, Titus accompanied him to the ring. Let me throw Titus some accompaniment points.
Oh, damn. That was the one thing we didn't go over in the meeting. Oh, well, we can talk about it after.
What?
Who comes as a package deal in Season 5?
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah. That's what I said. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, anyway, Akira Tozawa here. Okay. All right, so Tozawa is going to get 8 points for competing, and 4 moves is 12 points to Tozawa. Did I just give him his points? I'm not paying attention. No, that was Tozawa. Okay, no.
No, that was Titus Worldwide.
Okay, so Tozawa's going to get 12 points then.
Hold the power of Tozawa.
81. Okay.
That's a good catchphrase.
It is. So, Neville is going to get himself... Neville. That's Neville. He's going to get himself a fuck ton of points here. Let's see.
Have fun, John.
He's going to get 40 points for winning the Cruiserweight Championship.
Again.
He's going to get 30 points for winning a match in a pay-per-view.
Again.
That's 70. He's going to get himself 8 points for actually competing in said match, is 78. And he's going to get 4 move points, is a total of 82 points for Neville. Neville. Where the hell is he? There we go. So let's see then. 2. That's going to put Neville at 725.
Nice.
Neville. All right. So next up, we go to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, in which the New Day defended their championship against the Usos.
And this is SummerSlam proper, yes?
No, this is the last pre-show match.
Ah, okay.
Indeed.
Which I wasn't expecting the outcome of this match. When I heard it, I was like, wait, what?
No, it is once again, it is apparently day one-ish, as the Usos regained the Tag Team Championships and brought us back to the Uso Penitentiary.
For no reason.
Because
Another match of
Usos?
why.
I'm going to take a wild guess based on rumor, because Usos are going to fight the Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain our face?
You mean get their ass whooped by the Authors of Pain?
Well, that, yeah.
Okay.
So the Authors of Pain are face, then
Well, I'm assuming the Authors of Pain are
No.
face, considering at the TakeOver they fought Sanity. Is Sanity face, John?
I don't know.
A lot of help you are. You're supposed to be our
I
NXT correspondent.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Well, whose fault is that?
His kids.
Mine, I guess? I don't know.
I was going to say your kids for monopolizing your time.
Okay. Anywho, so yes, the Usos did regain near the end of the match as they Jimmy got a blind tag, super kicked Big E, then 2 super kicks to Big E, and then a double splash on Big E for the win. So we will start off with the New Day, who lost this match. First of all, Kofi will get accompaniment points because he did not compete in this match. It's going to put Kofi at 204. He's just 1 point shy of being a cruiserweight. I'm sorry, Kofi.
Well, let's give him that point, because would he not get interference points since he did get his ass whooped by the Usos mid-match?
He did?
From what I recall, because they showed replays of it on like SmackDown and shit.
I don't have an indication of that.
Because when they were messing with Xavier Woods, I saw Kofi on his ass outside the ring, so I assumed they whooped his ass.
I said I don't see any indication of Kofi being involved in the match anywhere.
Because if Kofi never got touched by the Usos, how did the New Day lose? That doesn't make sense.
Because the New Day fights with honor.
No, they don't. Never.
All I'm telling you is there's no indication that anything happened to Kofi here, so yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, Kofi's getting the accompaniment, and then Big E and Xavier are in the match. So Big E is going to get 8 points for competing, and 5 moves is 13 points to Big E. 99, and 3 is 182. And then Xavier is going to get 8 points for competing, and 2 moves is 10 points to Xavier. 57. Okay. Meanwhile, the Usos. Now, I keep getting confused here. Which Uso got the pinfall on this? Let's see. Jimmy had a blind tag, so we're going to do Jay first then. Okay. So Jay will get 15 points for being on the winning team. He will get 30 points for a tag team title win, is 45. He will get 8 for competing, is 53. And 4 moves is 57 points to Jay Uso. Oh, 57, that'd be 55, that'd be 405. Okay. And then Jimmy Uso won the match, so Jimmy Uso will get 30 points for a tag team title win. He will get 30 points for winning the match, is 60. 8 for competing in it is 68. And 7 moves is 75 points to Jimmy Uso. Be 359 plus 75 is going to put him at 434.
Now, one of the Usos took Kofi and threw him into the steel steps when he went to check on Xavier Woods.
Fair enough. That doesn't count for any points, but that's good to know.
And then Big E speared him off the apron.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
And then promptly lost the match.
Indeed. So, following the match, you're going to love this, John.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Jeff, it's time for the KFC commercial.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
And apparently Jim has decided we're not getting any points for it, which I call bullshit on, but okay.
I'm not giving points for a pre-recorded KFC promo.
One part of it was not pre-recorded, as you yourself said.
We don't know if it was pre-recorded. It probably wasn't, but regardless, I'm not issuing points for it. I don't care. You can screw off. So, here's what happened, John. I'm just going to recap this for fun.
Okay.
So we cut to the back where we see Colonel Dolph Ziggler standing in front of a screen talking, and they're basically, we see a graphic of who will be the next Colonel. And Colonel Dolph Ziggler is standing there. And then Georgia Gold Colonel Enzo Amore walks in. What do we got over here? And I was like, really? You? And they basically start arguing. From then, as they are interrupted as from off camera, Colonel Goldust tells them that this is a very important audition for him and to be quiet so he can get into character. We then cut over to Colonel Big Show, who says, hey, some of us lost weight for this. And then Colonel Mojo Rawley comes out from behind him and says that the new Colonel needs to be hype. And then from the other side of Big Show came Colonel Becky Lynch, who says that maybe the Colonel has new glasses, indicates her goggles, maybe some red hair. And then, let's see. Who was the next one after that? I'm trying to remember.
Someone else with red hair. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, yes. Then Heath Slater walked in a chicken suit. From that one, and he pulled out the chicken mask and went, hey, I have red hair, and I need this gig. I got kids. I got kids.
You should have worn the shirt, John. You should have worn the shirt.
My KFC shirt. I don't have it.
And then it cut back over to Dolph and Enzo as R-Truth walked up. And Dolph's like, oh, great, you're here for the audition, too? What audition? Why are you just like the Colonel? And then R-Truth was like, oh, yeah, well, you're not even the Colonel either. And he rips Dolph's shirt off, revealing the Dolph wrestling tank top of the Colonel, as you recall from his bit.
Right.
And then he super kicks R-Truth in the face, and all the Colonels start brawling. And the graphic comes back up saying, who will be the next Colonel? And there's like a drum roll, and then it cuts out to the arena. Into the arena where the KFC letters flash up on the screen.
Uh-huh.
To the tune of I think of you. And out came the sexy Colonel, who danced out to the ring and high-fived people in the crowd, and he got in the ring and did some posing.
Wow.
So apparently we now have the Heartbreak Colonel, Shawn Michaels. So, yeah, that was fun.
Apparently they got him to fly out to New York just for that, which, okay.
That KFC money.
I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. Woo!
To be fair, of all of them, if you were going with who would be the most accurate Kentucky Colonel, it would be Shawn Michaels because he has a gun.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And they did do a truncated replay of this during the pay-per-view proper.
Which I did see. I saw the truncated. I was like, really? What is this?
Yeah. So that was entertaining. We're not going to score that. But we are going to go backstage for an interview with Paul Heyman.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for Brock Lesnar. And he basically starts talking about how Brock is going to defend his title tonight, and he gets about 2 to 3 minutes into his promo when a very large hand reaches out from the Sun Monitor and clamps over the microphone mid-speech. Braun Strowman then walks into view, revealing that the hand is connected to him, takes the microphone, glares down at Paul, and just goes, "You talk too much," and then walks away with his microphone.
Did Paul Heyman shit his pants?
He looked like he might have.
Fair enough.
So Heyman and Strowman get a promo.
Okay.
So let's see. Paul Riss. Here we go. Paul
Riss.
And Braun Strowman is going to get 5. That's going to put him at 403. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brooklyn Rage.
There we go.
This is one of the few events where it's appropriate to do that. Anyway, we're rolling along. We then cut to the opening of the pay-per-view proper as we begin SummerSlam. And in fact, we open SummerSlam with John Cena taking on Baron Corbin in what was not a particularly long match.
Nor a particularly good match.
No, not really. Basically, John Cena started the match by rolling out and grabbing JBL's hat and putting it on. And then telling JBL that Corbin is shook. And he then got in the ring and he began wrestling Corbin. Corbin got control very, very briefly when he managed to avoid a 5-knuckle shuffle and counter with a choke slam backbreaker. But only got him a 2 count, and Cena managed to get back up and basically come back, counter a few of Corbin's moves, and ducked a clothesline, hit a lariat and an AA, and John Cena wins. So, fairly straightforward. So, Baron Corbin is going to get 8 points for showing up for this match. Let me get rid of these guys. And then he is also going to get 4 move points. So, 12 points to Baron Corbin.
And he loses a career.
Yeah. $29. All right.
Yeah, that match accomplished absolutely nothing. Cena didn't need it because he's not like he's sticking around on SmackDown, as we found out. And Corbin didn't need it because he didn't need the loss. If he'd have won, that would have been a different story.
Yeah, well. Corbin might not. Well, maybe Corbin didn't need the loss, but apparently the management felt he needed the loss.
Yeah. You've done that yourself, Corbin.
He has. Anyway, John Cena gets 30 points for winning at a pay-per-view. 8 for competing is 38. And 9 move points is going to be 47 points to John Cena.
And his name?
Yeah, pretty much. So that would be 211 points for John Cena. Not bad for a guy who wasn't around most of the season.
Mm-hmm.
After the match, Cena shakes hands with some people at ringside. Children, celebrities, an old lady. The usuals.
An old lady.
We then follow up with our SmackDown Women's Championship match of Naomi defending against Natalya. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I am going to actually award a couple of points real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because what wasn't mentioned here, Carmella and James Ellsworth did come to the pre-show panel and talk some shit about Carmella potentially cashing in tonight. So I'm going to throw them promo points.
Empty threats.
Yeah, pretty much. 3, 2, and James Ellsworth. 9. Okay. Anyway, back to the program proper. Naomi versus Natalya was actually a good match. Nice back and forth. Naomi pulled out the head scissor DDT. I haven't seen her use that in a while. But at the end of the match, Naomi did tap out to the sharpshooter, resulting in Natalya, your new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Thanks.
Indeed.
I'd also like to point out, and I'll probably go over this on Saturday as well, but did you watch SmackDown at all, Jim?
I did.
Was I the only one who just kind of smiled and nodded when Carmella came out and got no reaction from the Brooklyn crowd. Because apparently New York isn't buying WWE's bullshit either. Queen of Staten Island, my ass.
Yeah. She was legitimately from Staten Island, though. That's a different part of New York. New York is very borough specific.
But if she had legitimately been from Staten Island, they probably would have cheered her because close enough. But they know she's not from there. She's from like fucking Florida or some shit.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily apply. I mean, being from close to somewhere doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to get cheered.
No, but if it was like the borough thing you're saying, she might have got booed or something. She would have got some sort of reaction. The fact that she got no reaction means they know better.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, but we'll go over that on Saturday. But I just thought I'd mention it too since you mentioned Carmella.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Like, John Cena gets booed in Boston.
He gets booed everywhere.
Well, I know, but
it's like his thing.
By WWE law? Yes, it is. Which, again, you need to buy that rule book.
It's on my to buy list. Anyway, so we're going to do Naomi first because Naomi lost the title. So Naomi is going to get 8 points for competing in 7 moves. It's 15 points to Naomi. Hashtag feel the glow.
Not anymore.
She has a contractually obligated rematch.
She's not going to win.
I don't know. She was pushing a hell of a lot of glow merchandise.
So Cena is the top merchandise seller. Do you see him with a belt? I rest my case.
Yes, but Cena can get away with that.
Enzo pushes a lot of merchandise. Have you ever seen him with a belt? I rest my case.
A piece of Naomi's merchandise is a glow belt.
That's not out yet, right?
Which is now a collector's item.
Anyway. So Natalya is going to get a crap ton of points here. Let's see. So Natalya is going to get 50 points for winning the Women's Championship. She's going to get herself 30 points for being in this match, for winning a match at a pay-per-view. That's 80. She's going to get 8 points for competing is 88. And 6 points for moves is 94 points to Natalya.
Now, I also put to you one of John Cena's pieces of merchandise was the WWE spinner belt. I could tell you for the majority of that belt's run, John Cena wasn't the one holding that belt.
Yes, but the thing is, after John Cena let go of that belt, it didn't spin anymore.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Well, but it was still the same design. They still used the same design. The
design was the same, but the belt did not spin.
It was still the John Cena really gaudy ass piece of shit belt.
Yeah. So there we go. After this, Enzo comes out and cuts a promo about wanting money, power, and respect.
No, and no.
He says if Cass wants protection from him, he should lock him up in a prison, not a shark cage.
Oh, God, did you see the shark cage match at all, John?
No.
Oh, my God.
Get ready for this.
This was a thing. This actually happened on pay-per-view. Keep that in mind.
So, Enzo cut his promo. He introduced Big Show. Big Show came out, and then Cass came out. And Enzo got in the shark cage. They locked it. He was raised above the ring, which, because of the size of the men who were fighting, was about an inch above their heads. And so the match began, and the two big men began trying to knock each other out. Big Show's hand was all taped up because of what happened on Raw, if you recall. So Big Show did not have use of his right hand generally.
How would he recall? He wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there last week. Yeah, on Raw, for some reason, the club randomly decided to help Cass.
Okay.
And so they triple teamed the Big Show, and they slammed his hand repeatedly in the shark cage door.
Ah.
And then stomped on it. So Big Show's right hand was generally injured and taped up and not of use.
Gotcha.
So that's why Big Show in several instances had to consciously think, no, can't do that one. Like when he got cast in the corner, he had to consciously switch and chop him with his left hand in the corner. And then he had to choke slam him with his left hand later. Unfortunately, this was not quite enough, as Cass was still coming back and was targeting Big Show's injured hand. But as he was doing this, Enzo Amore was in the shark cage and decided that he did not want to be in the shark cage. So first, Enzo Amore began stripping in the shark cage.
Striptease Enzo.
He took off his outer shorts and he took off a shirt that was his shirt. And then he lifted up the right side of his shorts, and apparently he had something strapped to his thigh under his shorts, which he pulled off, which was some kind of a spray. He then sprayed it all over himself. And then used the spray as lube to slide himself between the shark cage bars.
Again, keep telling yourself this happened at SummerSlam pay-per-view for $9.99.
Not even on the pre-show, on the main card. We had to shuffle the 3 matches we did earlier to the pre-show for this to happen on the main card. So Enzo lubed himself through the shark cage bars. And then he climbed around to the back side of the shark cage because Enzo had knocked Big Show down and blatantly saw him do it and was like, okay, now you're out.
Cass knocked Big Show down.
Yes, that's what I mean. Cass had knocked Big Show down and was like, all right, now you're out. Now what are you going to do? And what Enzo did was he climbed around to the back of the shark cage and kind of hung himself down and then dropped down on the ground and then got immediately booted in the face and did not get up. And then Big Show got booted in the face, and then he got booted in the face again, and then he ate an Empire elbow and lost. This match was fucking horrible.
Yes.
I was hoping when you said he was spraying himself that it was going to be like Axe body spray and like women were going to run out from the back and like lower the cage and bust it open so they could get to him. Or
that would have been hilarious, actually. That would have been amazing.
Or like Old Spice or something. That shit
it would have been more hilarious if he'd have done it with his body spray and it was the body spray that summons the Godfather. He just sprays it and he just hear and he comes out and was like, what? See, that would have made that match entertaining.
It's time once again for everybody to get in the shark cage.
Yeah, apparently. No, it would have been funnier if the spray was Old Spice and then they used Apollo Crews as the Old Spice guy.
Yes!
That'd be too good.
Now look at me. Now look at the Old Spice. Now look back at me. And then Apollo's in the shark cage and Enzo was like down on the ground or something.
He sprays his body. You just hear, worldwide.
There you go.
Make the ladies go, oh, oh, oh.
Pretty much.
Oh God, Titus show that appears in the
Yes.
fucking shark cage.
Yes. Yeah.
See, WWE thinks that would have made this match entertaining, even if it was still shit.
They can't have that.
And why not
Yeah.
Apollo? It's not like he was doing anything. It's not like he actually does anything for Titus Worldwide.
Yeah.
It's all about the Asian man now. What the hell?
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
The other thing I would have accepted is if Enzo had strapped to his thigh a goat mask or a sheep mask, and he put the sheep mask on, and the lights went out, and went and then he was down in the ring.
Yes.
Like Bray just helped him for no reason other than he wanted to fuck with people.
You know what I would have done, considering where they were, if they could have gotten him? I would have said Enzo reaches like under his belt or whatever, and he takes out like a big wallet or something and tosses it out, and he just hear Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And fucking Crime Time comes out.
Yo, yo, yo.
Like he just summons Crime Time by throwing out a free wallet to loot.
Yeah.
Come on, WWE, we're doing your job for you here.
It's true.
Anyway, give them the points they don't deserve.
Yeah. Well, no, if he was gonna summon someone and he threw a wallet out, I mean,
Virgil? No.
Well, maybe.
He puts the wallet down in the shark cage, the lights go out, comes back up, Virgil's in the shark cage.
Yeah. You just hear, everybody's got a price.
Yes.
There you go.
No. What I was going to say is if you're going to throw out pretty much at this point, you're going to throw out any amount of money and the potential for a tiny bit of airtime, he would have gotten the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
No, the Brooklyn Brawler got his win. He's good. His journey is complete. He got the victory.
Okay. Anywho, this match was shit.
Yes.
So, yes, I can't remember how we did this last time with Jericho. What points do I give Enzo for being in a shark cage?
Ooh.
I mean, he gets interference for getting out of the shark cage, but other than that,
Would it be accompaniment for Big Show? I don't know.
I guess kind of. I don't know.
I don't remember what we did for Jericho either.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember either.
Dope.
Let's go with interference and accompaniment. That's 9 points. Fuck it.
Okay.
And the pre-match promo is another 5. That'll give him 14 points.
Does he get OMG for the strip tease?
No. 14 points to Enzo is what's happening here.
All right.
That's 49. That's 54. Okay. Big Show lost. So Big Show is going to get, let's see, 8 for competing and 3 moves is 11 points to the Big Show. Is 141. And then Big Cass is going to get 30 points for winning a match at a pay-per-view, 8 for competing is 38, and 4 moves is 42 points. And a big see you after WrestleMania to Big Cass. But we'll get there. So let's see, that would be 42. What did he have? Oh, that's his 40. So that's his end up then. Okay, so
Not if he tore the meniscus too. Then it's a see ya next SummerSlam, Big Cass.
Yeah, well, we'll see. 70. That's 376 for Big Cass. Okay, rolling along.
Or see you in GFW, Big Cass.
It's possible. We'll see. All right, moving along. As we cut backstage to Kurt Angle on his cell phone.
It's true.
When he is joined by Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
And Kurt Angle says it's okay that his son lost tonight because you learn more from your failures than you do from victories. I sure did. They really talk about which of their show's world titles is superior. And then Kurt Angle begins doing a yes chant as Daniel Bryan does a no chant. No points to them because they're authority figures.
Didn't they also have various superstars trying to talk to them at this point?
No, that was up at the skybox later.
Ah, fair enough.
And I don't think I actually have a record of that, so we're going to pretend that didn't happen.
Okay, then.
And no, actually, you're thinking of TakeOver.
Oh, is that TakeOver?
That was TakeOver where a bunch of NXT people were seen in their skybox trying to pitch themselves to them.
Ah, fair enough.
That was TakeOver. Apparently, Bobby Roode succeeded.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, Sean, did you see TakeOver at all?
No.
Adam Cole, baby.
I saw like clips. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they're going forward with
or something.
Yeah, apparently they're going forward with the XROH faction taking over NXT.
Yep.
Because they pretty much assaulted everybody on the damn card.
Yep.
That didn't have boobs. Because they don't have a woman on the team yet.
Yeah. Although they didn't need to because Asuka assaulted herself and she's going to be out for I don't know how long.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
No.
Yeah, she broke her collarbone.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So somebody isn't breaking any records.
Apparently not.
Breaking something else.
Unless she Daniel Bryan's it.
We'll see if they let her do that. Depends on how long she's going to be out, but
Yes. Meanwhile, on SummerSlam,
yeah.
Randy Orton RKO'd Rusev and pinned him in 6 seconds. Moving on.
Hey, don't forget the assault. Give John some points here. Rusev beat the shit out of Randy Orton before the bell rang.
Okay, Randy Orton was posing on the turnbuckle, and Rusev came out of nowhere and jumped in from behind and beat him up outside the ring and threw him into some steel stairs. And threw him in, I think he slammed his face to the announce table a couple of times. And then he threw him back in the ring, and the ref made them separate so Orton could at least stand up in the corner. And the ref checked on him and said, okay, and rang the bell. And Rusev ran at Orton in the corner, and Orton RKO'd the shit out of him.
Wow.
Rusev picked him up, and Orton
RKO'd the shit out of him. Fine.
Yeah.
He RKO'd the shit out of him, and he won.
It was a nice-looking RKO. As I told Jim on the day of, I don't know whether I like or dislike what they did with the match, because on one hand, the match was an RKO. On the other hand, it made Rusev look really damn good because he basically destroyed Randy Orton and then got RKO'd.
Yeah.
But still, he destroyed Randy Orton. I'm like, okay, so it made him look good, but he lost in one move. So
yeah.
I don't know whether I like it or dislike it.
Well, Rusev was going to get a pre-match assault. That's a 4.
Now, what do you think, John?
If it made him look good, or if that was good or bad?
Yeah, whether you consider that good or bad. The fact that it made him look good, but the match lasted one move. The match itself lasted one move.
Yes.
And he lost.
I don't know. Not my preferred way to do that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anywho, so I threw Rusev another 8 points for being in the match. Orton gets 30 for winning, 8 for competing is 38, and 1 for the RKO is 39 to Orton. So that would be 100. That would be 418 for Randy Orton.
All right. Throw that match in the category of why.
Because
that helped nobody.
Yeah.
Orton didn't need it. Rusev didn't need the loss. Although again, it made him look good, but still, he didn't need the loss.
I guess you got pay-per-view pay for it, though.
I guess.
We see a cool shot that apparently WWE is projecting their SummerSlam promo shots onto the Brooklyn Bridge, so that was cool looking.
Yeah. Also, rumors circulating or reports circulating that the reason they did that to Rusev is because Rusev has asked for his release.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that's true or not. So if that is true, they're probably like, well, you're leaving anyway, so fuck you. But I don't know.
But is he really going to do that when his wife is still there?
Just because his wife works for WWE doesn't mean he has to.
No, but if they ever want to see each other.
Try telling that to England versus Mexico.
Yeah, that's going so well.
Yeah, she hasn't been actually in the WWE since they got together.
Yeah.
She's been going everywhere with him.
I don't know. I can only tell you what I've heard. But we'll have to wait and see if there's anything substantiated or not.
We will. Anyway, as I was attempting to explain to Jeff earlier before the podcast, Sasha Banks is backstage getting ready to come out, and she runs into Bayley. And they exchange hugs, and Sasha heads to Gorilla for her match.
Yes, and Bayley basically showed up with kinesio tape on her shoulder. So it's like, really?
Yep.
For separated shoulder, you're just going to throw kinesio tape on it.
Yep.
Right. Okay, then.
So Bayley is going to get herself 3 points for showing up. 273. And then we go to the ring for our Raw Women's Championship match of Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks, which also resulted in a new women's champion as Alexa Bliss tapped out to the bank statement.
This match was okay. It wasn't terrible.
It was. I agree. It was acceptable.
I think
Also, on a completely unrelated note, I'm going to mention, if anybody has a chance, I don't know if they put it up on YouTube, but Alexa Bliss is in the No Mercy promo, and it's amazing.
Too bad she's not the champ.
No, but it's still an amazing promo.
Fair enough.
Did you see that promo, Jeff?
No. Did they air it like during a commercial or something during one of the shows?
No, like, it was at the pay-per-view, in between matches.
No, either I missed it or they showed it before I started watching because I came in at the Orton match.
Yeah, it was basically it was like an army of Alexas but wearing a white mask.
So they Bray Wyatted her?
And it had like words and shit, and like the main Alexa main was in the center, and they were like speaking the words. I don't remember exactly what it was that they said.
Mm-hmm.
But it basically ended up it was like it had like a beat like duh, 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 no mercy, and then ended with no mercy and the date. It was really good.
She gonna win the title back?
Wouldn't put it past her. She is a goddess. Anywho,
Indeed.
and somebody has to bring home some decent sized WWE bacon, considering her boyfriend and his buddy are still trapped in NXT hell.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, her fiance and his buddy. Sorry. Literally, like, how long, John? How long have they been in NXT, and all the teams that have come and passed them by?
Yeah. They've been there a while.
Like, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Like, they were there before the Ascension.
Were they there that long?
I think. I could be wrong.
I didn't think they were there that long. Maybe
okay.
maybe the like newer Ascension, but not original Ascension.
Oh yeah,
Also,
there was a bunch of incarnations of Ascension. Fair enough.
Also, their height was when she was there, so once she went away, I'm kind of not surprised they haven't done anything.
This is true. This is true.
They weren't really interesting without her.
Yeah.
No.
Fair enough. Anyway, so Alexa Bliss unfortunately did not retain her title here. So we're going to continue on. Alexa Bliss is going to get 8 points for competing in the match, and 7 move points is 15 points to Alexa. Is 39, 544. And Sasha Banks is going to get 50 points for winning the Raw Women's title. 30 for winning the match is 70. 8 for competing in the match is 78. And 5 moves is 83 points to Sasha Banks. Sasha, where are you, Sasha? Now let's see here. 83, and Sasha's existing. We're 73. It's going to put Sasha at 556. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the top 10.
Woohoo!
That's what I thought. All right. Moving along.
For now.
Indeed. So we move on from that to Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. This was a decent match.
This is another match of why. Because literally, as people pointed out, and they're not wrong once they said this and I realized it, literally there was no reason to the demon. There's no point to the demon. Because literally, as people pointed out, Bray and Finn had their match on Raw. Finn lost, said he was going to bring out the demon. It was going to be completely different. Went to SummerSlam and had the exact same match. They're like, okay, no point to the demon. Moving on.
I disagree. It seemed to me that Finn Balor was much more aggressive when he came out as the demon. He was throwing a lot more strikes. He was staying pressed on Bray a lot more rather than, giving him more time to recover. He was being less flashy with his moves. And I think that really helped with staying on Bray and staying focused on the attack rather than maybe the non-demon got a little the Finn got a little over arrogant, whereas the demon stayed on point and he succeeded where Finn did not.
Perhaps.
I do agree with some people have said that perhaps, like with other people who use alternate personas, he could have a particular move or two that he only uses in that persona. But
yeah, I agree with that. Like Foley, where when he busts out Cactus Jack, he uses that underhook DDT that he used to use all the time. And when he's Mankind, he uses the claw.
Right.
Did you see him try Sacco on Joey Ryan?
I did not.
No.
The penis was too powerful.
Okay, then.
Oh, he pulled out that move, huh?
Yeah, he tried to Sacco the U-pornplex and didn't work.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out, yeah.
It didn't work out. So anyway, Bray lost. So
Speaking of careers that are no longer existent,
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
like literally the theme of this SummerSlam is say goodbye to your career.
Yeah, I don't know. As long as Bray cuts awesome sounding promos, he'll have a job. They'll keep him around, even just to make other. Because you might have noticed something interesting that That's that. In a lot of instances, Bray Wyatt seems to be a stepping stone to the Universal title.
Mm-hmm.
So Finn may end up back in the main event.
Also, speaking of people who should really be managers and not competitors.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Bray has always been the best, is at his best as like the leader of a faction or like on the mic. He should just be a mouthpiece.
He does decent in the ring. Now, if you want to do something interesting, what you should do, if you can find a way to make it work, is you should have Bray Wyatt call up and be the leader of Sanity.
There you go.
Mm.
It's his new minions. I mean, you can make his old minions are not doing anything on SmackDown, but
Yeah, I forget they're there.
we've been there, done that.
Yeah, they're not making it on the roster next season because WWE ain't got nothing for them. That's why they haven't been on TV.
Pretty much. Same thing with Ty Dillinger.
No, the perfect zero.
Yeah. So anyway, Bray Wyatt is going to get 9 points.
They should take everyone who's not doing anything, throw them all into one faction, and put Bray Wyatt at its head.
There you go. So wait. Hang on. You want Bray Wyatt to lead the NWO?
I was going to go more with the Job Squad, but okay.
Yeah. Even the Job Squad didn't have that many people.
Yeah. I don't know. The Wyatt family is a revolving door.
Kind of.
Well, let's see. They've had the base three, Braun Strowman, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. That's already 6 people.
This is true.
Yeah.
Well, then again, Randy Orton was just using them, and Daniel Bryan was in the group for like a week.
They were still part of the group.
Yeah, I suppose.
DDP was part of the NWO for like a night, and then Diamond cuttered every last one of them in the ring after he won the title.
This is true. Fair enough. Anywho, Finn Balor won the match. That's 30 points. He's going to get 8. He's going to get 8 for competing, is 38. And he's going to get 13 move points, is 48. And 3 is 51 points to Finn Balor. How about that? Let's see. Where are you? 51. Good. That's going to put Finn at 558. And the top 10. All right.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome
Pretty much.
back.
We then go to our Raw Tag Team Championship match of Cesaro taking on 2/3 of the Shield.
This was a great match.
This was an excellent match. I agree.
Little disappointed they didn't use the Shield, at least entrance, if not the theme. I understand why they didn't use the theme. You made a valid point, Jim, but at least give them the entrance. Come on.
Yeah, well,
It's not like Roman Reigns is using it
no, but
because, you know, Ambrose and Rollins wouldn't get harassed like Reigns would coming through the crowd.
this is
high-fived.
this is true, but Also, as I pointed out, it was interesting to note at this pay-per-view that Number one, Dean Ambrose came out wearing a new hoodie that he was obviously pushing. It was a black hoodie with his logo in red, the DA logo in red. Seth Rollins had a modified version of his usual ring gear that I'm probably going to use in the game if it's in a game. And that was black with red on it. And Roman Reigns came out later wearing black with red highlights and a red logo. And I'm like,
My assumption is the most current version of Seth's ring gear that's going to be in the game is the one he's wearing on the cover.
I guess there could be logic in that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I was thinking about something, and this is a perfect opportunity to bring it up because it has to do with Seth Rollins.
Okay.
His finishing move. It's a rising knee, yes?
Yes, it is a wrist lock into a high knee.
Yes, it is the Kingslayer. I was thinking, what's the logic behind it? Because let's think about it. When he got that new finisher, it's when they face turned him. So I'm supposed to believe that WWE's logic is we're going to face turn Seth Rollins. We don't want him using the pedigree because knee problems. What can we give him? I know. Let's give him the move he used to break John Cena's nose. That's a great face move. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, it's a way to get someone over.
Yeah, but the move that he used when he was at his most heel is the move you're giving him as his finisher as a face. What's the logic in that? And I also love that they call it the Kingslayer, and he never once used it on Triple H.
He did not. Although,
hey.
I look at it this way. You know, he uses the move. Nobody's really consciously thinking of that.
I am.
Well, you are, but you're one of the few. Nobody's consciously thinking about that. I point out it works when you're dealing with someone like John Cena. I point out to you, and again, we're going to talk about this on Saturday, that Miz went out there on Monday night and may as well have fucking face turned.
Pretty much, yes.
Purely because John Cena was in the ring opposed to him and Roman Reigns, of course.
Well, we'll talk about it on Saturday, but I think it only worked because Cena started siding with Roman Reigns. If Cena had not made it appear like he was siding with Roman Reigns, I think Miz still would have got the face reaction, but I don't think it would have been as large a one because it wouldn't have been as harsh a turn on John Cena. I think the fact that Cena was all smiling was like, okay, well, me and Reigns are going to take you on. At that point, people were like, no, fuck you for siding with Reigns, you fucking sellout.
Yeah, well.
That's the only reason Miz got as large a face reaction as he got. But we'll go over that on Saturday.
We will. Anyway. Wow, okay. The recap are apparently Sheamus and Cesaro. There we go. So Sheamus and Cesaro, unfortunately, did not retain their Raw Tag Team titles. They did lose them to the Shield.
I will say I'm glad they did. And not because I didn't like them or anything, because I actually really do like Cesaro. I think they're great competitors. I think they're great tag team champions. But the fact is, if you look back, think about when they won the titles to now, what have they really done?
Beat up the Hardy Boys a lot?
They barely even did that. Most of the other tag teams beat up the Hardy Boys. They sat in the back, like with their thumbs up their asses, watching the matches. They've literally done almost nothing. They've wrestled maybe a couple matches immediately after winning the title, and then for the bulk of the time, from maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that pay-per-view all the way up to SummerSlam, they've done nothing. Yeah. And I feel that Rollins and Ambrose will actually compete. They'll actually defend and or compete. And that might be the face versus heel thing, but I think it's also because Rollins and Ambrose more charismatic than those two. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and those characters are more fighters, whereas Cesaro and Sheamus won't fight unless they have to, and because of that, it's like WWE just didn't know what to do with them, so they just didn't do anything, and therefore they were kind of boring champions because they never did anything.
But they did. Where have you been the last month? Like, they were constantly having one-on-one. Like, first of all, at one point they were having one-on-one matches against like the Hardy Boys, and then they were having one-on-one matches against Ambrose and Rollins the last month.
Well, yeah. Then they started doing stuff leading up to this pay-per-view, but you know, once you know the Shield was going to come back together, yes. But before that, they basically did nothing. And like I said, the Hardy Boys, that stuff was during the first maybe 2 to 3 weeks after they won the titles. But after the whole Hardy Boys things petered down and they started fighting other people, Cesaro pretty much did nothing, like week in and week out. The point totals speak for itself. They've not done much compared to everybody else. And I don't know if that's, again, because WWE just couldn't figure out what to do with them, or if it's just them. I don't know. But I feel the titles are better off on Rollins and Ambrose, because at least they'll do stuff.
I can agree. I think that the issue is the fact that the big tag feud they were building was Hardy's Revival Club. It didn't involve the titles. And for the title match, I think they wanted to do this, but they needed time to build up the Ambrose Rollins team. So as a result, there wasn't a lot for Cesaro to do in the interim.
Defend the titles and win, and just to have them competing, so you can be like, see, they're the tag champs, they're fighting champions, they will defend their titles, and they will win.
Yeah, against who? You know, 3 of Raw's tag teams were in that feud, that aforementioned feud that didn't involve the titles. Enzo and Cass broke up.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody left.
Yeah. But once the big feud fell apart, they could have started throwing those tag teams at the champions while they were building up Rollins and Ambrose.
But it only fell apart 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it only fell apart in the lead up to SummerSlam, because it was going to be the Hardys versus the Revival at SummerSlam, possibly with the club thrown in there. And then the Revival got injured and the whole thing went out the window.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think Cesaro was handled poorly.
Fair enough. I was thought they were very impressive and did a great job when they came out and they were cutting promos, establishing their dominance. So I thought they did a good job.
When they actually did stuff, they did a fine job. Like I said, I have nothing against them. It's just, I think it's how they were handled. I didn't like how they were handled, and it made kind of for boring champions because it didn't feel like they did a lot.
Well, they did a lot of promoing.
Yeah. They did a lot of showing up, but they didn't physically do anything. They were just kind of there. I mean, they were on Raw every week, obviously. Like I said, but most of the time they were sitting backstage watching these tag matches, and I'm like, do something.
Sometimes. Well, as anybody who's ever played a WWE GM mode will tell you, only thing you need to do to keep your feud going is have them show up on the program.
Yeah, that's true.
Anywho, we'll go ahead and do Cesaro first, since they did not win this match.
Sure.
So Sheamus is going to get 8 points for competing, and 2 moves is 10 points to Sheamus.
Also, am I the only one who sees the tag team maneuver they gave him and is like, so you just turned him into the new DX? That's great.
Gave who?
The Shield. They're literally the new DX because it's literally Rising Knee into fucking
Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds, which is literally Sweet Chin Music into Pedigree. It's almost basically the same motions.
Kind of.
Because Ambrose has to hook the arms to do the Dirty Deeds. It's basically the Pedigree without bending all the way over, because it's a DDT and not a powerbomb type thing.
Pedigree is a face buster, but okay.
It is, but it's from the powerbomb position. He bends him in the crotch and then does it.
Anyway.
Just with Dean Ambrose, he apparently gets it up and then lies there, but then bends over and something with the crotch. I don't know what's going on.
He's the lunatic fringe.
Apparently.
Anywho, Cesaro's going to get 8 points for competing, and 11 points for moves is 19 points to Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put Cesaro at 509. And then we're going to do, let's see, Ambrose got a pinfall on this, John. How about that?
Yeah, Yay. He won the match.
So we're going to go ahead and do Seth first. Seth is going to get himself 30 points for the tag titles. 15 for being on the winning team is 45. 8 for competing is 53. And 3 moves is 56 points to Seth Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins. Where the hell is he? There we
Yellow.
go.
There you go.
So that would be 496. 596, sorry. And then Dean Ambrose won the match, so Dean is going to get 30 points for the tag titles. 30 points for winning a match is 60. 8 for competing is 68. And 6 moves is 74 points to Dean Ambrose.
Woohoo.
What's Ambrose at 474? All right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, John, you'll have to go check out their tag team move and tell me later if you think I'm right or wrong about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to put it here because I don't remember where the hell it actually happened.
Okay.
But somewhere in here, Elias came out and sang a song.
Yeah, I think I blinked and missed that because I don't remember that.
Yeah, Elias came out and he sang a song, and then the lights went out. And then it came back up. He's like, "You want an encore? All right." And then he did another song.
No one interrupted him?
I do not believe so. Shockingly.
Wow, R-Truth didn't even rate high enough to make the pay-per-view.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, he did not even get interrupted.
No, because R-Truth has been interrupting him for weeks.
Yeah, I know. I do not believe R-Truth interrupted him that I can recall.
Wow, that's a first.
Well,
Yeah,
he was beat up from his audition for Colonel Sanders, so.
this is true.
Apparently. So does Elias get bonus points for uninterrupted promo?
No. And surprisingly, the crowd was actually kind of behind Elias, even though he was insulting them. It was kind of funny.
Jeez, the Rock levels of over?
Apparently.
People were behind the Rock even when he was heel singing those songs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he did an encore.
Since he did an encore, does that constitute 2 promos?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I don't know.
I got it as one. We'll give him 1 promo.
Okay.
How about that?
Since it was a cross-branded pay-per-view, he should have gotten interrupted by Aiden English.
That would have been nice.
Like, no, this is how one sings. I feel sorry for Aiden English.
Mm-hmm.
I like the guy. I think he's cool.
I agree. So Elias is going to get himself a pro.
Yes.
240. All right. So next up, we're going to go to the United States Championship match of AJ Styles defending against Kevin Owens with special guest referee Shane O'Mac.
Of the matches I saw that night, match of the night.
That is accurate. As a straight up wrestling match, this was match of the night. In terms of the most entertaining match that was worth seeing, it's the main event.
Fair enough. I thought this was more entertaining, but I guess that's subjective.
Yep. So yeah, these two had a great back and forth. Both of them ended up hitting Shane at one point or another. He fought back.
But what's his face? AJ never hit Shane intentionally. I mean, he pushed him once, but all the hits, none of them were intentional. Whereas everything Kevin Owens did was fucking intentional.
Mm-hmm. Which is why he ran into the situation that he did on SmackDown.
Indeed.
But we'll get to that on Saturday.
Yeah, this is the kind of match AJ should have had a while back, because this was pure phenomenal AJ Styles. I mean, fucking 2 Styles clashes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was great. Like, he hit the forearm. It was like, no, fuck that. You're not getting up. Clash.
Yep, he had a store finisher.
And Owens did not get up. Yes, yeah, he used fired up at the 11th hour.
So yes, AJ retains the U.S. title. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Kevin Owens, who's going to get 8 points for competing in the match. And 15 move points is 23 points to Kevin Owens. No, wait, sorry, 14 move points. Sorry. That's 14 move points, and the 8 is 22 points to Kevin Owens.
Specialty match.
Special ref, I guess so. All right. Let's see here. 8 for competing, 3 for a specialty is 11, and his 14 moves is 25 points to KO.
Yeah. I love this match. It was a highly technical match. It showed why Kevin Owens got called up when he did, and why the NXT Championship was just way too good for him. Because holy crap, this guy can wrestle, he can talk, he's like the complete package.
Mm-hmm. And then AJ Styles won the match. So AJ Styles is going to get himself, let's say, 20 points for a retention of the U.S. title, 10 for winning a specialty match is 30, 30 for actually winning the match is 60, 8 for competing in the match is 68, 3 for competing in a specialty match is 71, and 15 move points is 86 points to AJ Styles.
Damn. That'll bypass Kevin Owens for the #1 spot, huh? Yep.
That puts AJ Styles as the first to crest 800 at 823.
Your winner of season 4, ladies and gentlemen, AJ
Yeah,
Styles.
pretty much.
Damn, son.
Although,
What?
we have another title retention in the next match.
Jinder's only at 710.
Your point?
I don't think he's going to get over 100 points. It's not the main event. If it was the main event, maybe, but it's not the main event. I don't think he's beating AJ Styles.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. Let's continue on with the program.
Because I also put to you, his match was not a specialty match.
No, it was not, which is fair enough. But Jinder Mahal did take on Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship.
Which actually was a fairly decent match. Some people didn't like the finish. I'm nah about it. It's the Singh brothers. What the hell, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The Singh brothers were there, so the Singh brothers are going to get accompaniment and interference each, so 11 points each to the Singh brothers.
Yeah, and Shinsuke sold it. He did a great job, and the Brooklyn crowd was firmly behind him. They were singing his song the entire match.
They were. All right. So
I just wish he didn't have seizure-inducing lights. That's the only thing I don't like about his entrance.
Fair enough. But yes, Jinder Mahal did retain the championship. So we'll start off with Shinsuke Nakamura, who gets 8 points for competing. And 5 moves is 13 points to Shinsuke.
Shinsuke and Kevin Owens, when they come out, I always turn away.
Yeah.
Because I can't handle those lights. Like, I'm fairly certain I'm not prone to seizures, but I don't want to test that theory.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
No, if I figure at worst it'll give me a headache. Kind of don't want to go through the headache.
Makes sense. By the way, I got a rare episode of Pokemon you might want to watch.
You know, he has to watch it on TV, right? It doesn't work on the internet for whatever reason.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's something about the refresh rates. I don't know. There's some reason, but it actually doesn't work on the internet.
Huh.
I would probably have to watch it on a CRT. I imagine it doesn't do it on the flat screens because it's all high def. I imagine it probably has to do with the tubes on the CRT TVs.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. Because wouldn't watching it on a high def flat screen TV be the same as watching it on a computer monitor?
Maybe.
Perhaps. Anyway, let's see what Jinder got here, shall we?
Let's see if we hinder Jinder.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think he's passing. Let's see. Jinder is going to get himself 30 points for winning a match. He's going to get 25 points for the retention of his WWE Championship. That's 55. 8 for competing is going to put him at 63. And his finisher was the only move he hit, so 64 points to Jinder. So you were correct about that.
Yeah.
What's him at 774? All right.
Yeah, I figured AJ Styles started higher than Jinder and got 80-something points. I'm like, Jinder's not getting 100 points. Not happening.
No.
Got close, though.
He did. And that just leaves us with one match.
Why, Brock? Why?
And that is the first ever fatal four-way match for the Universal Championship. As Brock Lesnar defends against Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Roman Reigns.
This match was so predictable. As soon as Brock got carted off, I'm like, oh, he's fucking coming back and winning this. I'm like, wow, you completely telegraphed that, WWE. Good job.
Mm.
I think it would have been more shocking and surprising if Brock hadn't gotten carted off and stayed in the match and still won it.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that he got carted off, I'm like, oh, he's winning this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason anyone ever gets carted off in the first third of the match is that they're coming back in the last third to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
As a quote-unquote surprise.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, as you can tell, I didn't like the main event that much. It wasn't a bad match. I just personally didn't like it that much.
That's fair enough.
Also,
I thought
poor Samoa Joe getting buried.
I thought it was a great match. I liked it. The guys all throw moves at each other. I mean, Braun's outrageous destruction of Lesnar. There was tables being shattered, barricades being broken, weapons everywhere, finishers left, right, and center.
The first third of the match was the best part of the match when Braun just fucking killed everybody.
Yeah.
And like put Lesnar through 2 of the 3 announcers table and then grabbed the third one and just put it on top of him for good measure. That's why he got carted out, because he got put through 2 tables and had the third one dropped on top of him by, a nearly 7-foot giant.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, you just fucked up Lesnar. You have cred now.
Yes. Although, he is one of the best ones out there. I don't like to critique the guy, but I'm sorry, Corey Graves, nobody believes you when you say that table weighs 100 pounds.
Oh, I would also like to point out, Corey Graves, better announcer than Michael fucking Cole.
Well, yes, that's kind of obvious.
Doesn't take much.
Because I didn't think about this, but or I didn't remember this, but back in the tag title match, Ambrose and Rollins have another tag team maneuver. I can't remember what Ambrose is, but he locks in some hold, and then Rollins runs at the guy and does a sling blade off it. And Cole incorrectly called it a blockbuster. I'm like, that's not a blockbuster. That's a sling blade. Immediately after I said that, Corey Graves chimes in, what a great sling blade. I'm like, thank you, Corey.
I remember when he called that a blockbuster, and I was like, I don't think that's a blockbuster.
Yeah, I was like, that's a sling blade, you dumb idiot. And then immediately after that, Corey Graves chimes in, what a great tag team maneuver with the sling blade from Seth Rollins. I'm like, thank you, Corey. Corey knows the moves because he's a fucking wrestler.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just get Cole out of there. He's lost it. He doesn't know the moves. And to be honest, he's not that interesting anymore because he's kind of old.
He was interesting?
He was before he became the mouth of WWE. When they did the mouth of WWE and the coal miner, that's when he started. No.
Yeah, okay.
But when he was young Michael Cole, when he was like in the coach position, he was kind of interesting because he was the new guy and the young guy, and The Rock got to make fun of him every week. The Rock making fun of the new guy is always interesting and entertaining.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough indeed.
I like Corey Graves because even if you don't like his personality and stuff, he knows his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like his personality because he's good at towing that line, and he knows when to kind of be the face and when to be the heel. It kind of makes it believable. I don't know. I like Corey Graves. I think he's cool as a commentator.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I had to mention that because that bugged the hell out of me when that happened. It's like, fuck you, Cole. You fucked up again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, continue. Main event.
Yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. Calm down.
See, didn't Roman Reigns spear some? Was it like Strowman through the barricade or something? Did you have to have that spot in every Roman Reigns match? Pay-per-view match.
That was Lesnar, actually.
Oh, that was wow. Lesnar was the beat sled.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Indeed. Yep. That was what happened there. Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, there were a lot of moves. Braun was destroying everybody. There was fighting over by the tables. Lesnar went through tables. Strowman threw a chair at everybody else.
Lesnar went through the barricade.
Yeah, where's the barricade? I jumped out. The barricade spot was early on. Where is it?
He left for 2/3 of the match, came back, F5'd everyone, and won.
Yeah, hang on. Where's the freaking? I'm trying to find the barricade spot.
I don't remember when.
Let's see. Joe locks Lesnar in the coquina clutch at ringside as Reigns runs in for a spear. Joe moves and Reigns spears Lesnar through the fan barricade. There we go. Joe side suplexes Reigns onto the announce table. Strowman throws Joe over the tables. Power slams, table spots.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I will say everyone looked strong in this match up until the point Brock came back and just no-sold everything.
Yeah.
Literally, he comes back, no-sells going through 2 tables, with the 3rd table being dropped on top of him, going through a goddamn barricade. No, he just comes in, F5s everyone and wins. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's like Ultimate Warrior levels of no-selling.
So let's see. Braun's going to get 2 OMGs for the 2 table spots, and Roman will get 1 for the spear.
By 2 table spots, do you mean putting him through 2 tables, or putting him through the 2 tables as 1 and then dropping the 3rd one on him as the 2nd?
Whichever. Unless you think you should get 3.
Well, that's why I was asking, because if you're counting going through each table as 1 OMG, I would think he would get 3 for dropping the table on top of him.
3 it is. All right. Go with 3. Fair enough. So 3 for Braun and 1 for Roman.
Yeah.
Does Braun get an OMG for coming back?
That's what I was about to say. Does he get an OMG for Ultimate Warrioring the entire match?
I don't know. What do you think, John?
Because that's literally, he just made the entire match before him coming back out completely pointless.
Sure, why not?
Sweet. Okay, so let's go through this person by person. The mass of points being awarded. So, I'm going to start off at the top of my list, and that's Roman Reigns.
Okay.
So, Roman Reigns, we're going to get 8 points for competition.
Okay.
And 3 for this being a specialty.
Right.
And 4 for the main event.
Right.
So, hang on, let's see. So, 8, 12. So, it's 15 is your base.
Okay.
All right. So, Roman Reigns is going to get the base 15. 5 for the spear through the barricade is 20. And 9 moves is 29 points to Roman Reigns.
This is not your yard. Not even close.
46. All right. Next up, Samoa Joe is going to get the base 15 points and 6 moves.
Say, does that count the evasion?
What evasion?
He evaded the spear, so Lesnar got speared through the barricade.
No, okay. Evasion. So 15 plus 9 points then. It's 24 points to Joe.
Fair enough.
24 and 8 is 542.
Yeah, I didn't know if you counted that in his evasion or not, because he kind of avoided being speared, but
He did. He did. That is true. And then Braun Strowman.
who gets all kinds of fucking points for just destroying everything in sight.
Pretty much. So Braun is going to get the base 15. He's going to get 15 worth of OMG points, is 30.
Jesus.
And he is going to get another, even 15 points for moves. So 45 points to Braun Strowman.
Damn.
Wow.
Puts him at 448.
Okay.
And
Before we do him,
Okay.
Paulrus.
Paulrus gets accompaniment. Paulrus.
If we're gonna end it on the reigning, defending, undisputed.
Stop. You are a terrible Paul Heyman.
Why don't you do it then?
In a moment. Let me actually order Paul's points first. And, of course, Leslie without Leslie, the winner of the match, fighting out of the Conqueror's Corner, the reigning, defending, undisputed, Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
See, you have an unfair advantage when doing that.
I'm from New York.
Exactly. You're a New Yorker. Damn you.
Anyway, so Brock Lesnar, let's see what we got here. Brock Lesnar is going to get 30 points for winning the match. He's going to get 25 points for retaining his title. It's 55. He's going to get the base 15. Is 70. He is going to get an additional 10 for winning a specialty match. Is 80. He is going to get 5 for the OMG of coming back. Is 85. And 14 move points is 95, and 4 is 99 points to Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
Suplex City. Although this match was more F5 City, but yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, points that would come out, that would put Brock at 223.
Yeah, Brock was doling out F5s like it was the fucking 1990s. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Or 2000s, I guess it was 2000 Ruthless Aggression era, but
Yeah. All right. So with that, let us see the final. I'm going to write this.
final countdown.
SummerSlam on 8/20/17. Yeah. Okay. Let's go check it out. Let's go over here, scroll up here, and I will hit the button and we'll see what happens. Data. Refresh all. All right, here we go.
Here we go now.
Your winner at
I did not
99.58. You did not. By 42 points, you were under.
Told you I wasn't going to break it.
At 99.58 is Team Extreme, but not very far behind at 94.20 is the Certified Balor Club.
Yeah.
And at 79.62 is Team Apocalypse. I'm so sorry, John.
It'll be better next season. It'll be more fair, hopefully.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry, Jim.
Is it bad when you started that sentence? I thought it was going to be, oh, you didn't know.
Your ass better call somebody.
All right.
You know what?
What?
You got the most points.
Did I?
Yep, you got about 600 points. John and I got about the same amount of points.
Yeah, about 400. Yeah, fair enough.
You won SummerSlam.
That's fair.
So that's to be expected because you have Brock Lesnar.
Yep. And Natalia.
Yeah, and you got titles you probably shouldn't have.
And Natalia at half the tag champs.
Pretty much.
But I lost titles that I shouldn't have from Tozawa and the New Day.
Yes, you did. What the fuck? I also lost a title I shouldn't have, which is why John and I ended up with the same amount of points.
Oh, there's an undisputed king of having a title they shouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, the undisputed queen has been dethroned, so for now.
Yay.
Fair enough.
I guess they decided India is a market they want to go into.
Yeah.
Despite the reports saying it wasn't doing so well.
Apparently. I don't know. Anywho, let's go over here and take a look at the final leaderboards for Season 4.
Let's. Excuse me.
And your winner of Season 4 is AJ Styles, the United States Champion, at 823 points. A massive lead over this number 2 man, the WWE Champion, Jinder Mahal, at 774. Just ahead of the challenger to the U.S. title, Kevin Owens, at 759. Followed by the newly reclaimed King of the Cruiserweights and Cruiserweight Champion, Neville at 725. Followed by the former Cruiserweight Champion, Akira Tozawa, at 681. Followed at number 6, despite riding the pines in the pre-show, by the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, at 612. Followed by one half of the new Raw Tag Team Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, at 596. Followed by the Demon King, Finn Balor, at 558. Just 2 points ahead of the new Raw Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, at 556. Who is shortly followed by the former Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss, at 544. Just 2 points ahead of Samoa Joe, who didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
And there you have it. Season 4, everybody.
Indeed. And actually, the interesting thing, if you look at the top 10, there's a fairly even spread between the three of us of people we have in the top 10.
Yeah, it only took 4 months, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only reason the points were so spread apart is because if you look at the spread of points across the top 10, there's like a 300-point difference between number 10 and number 1.
Yeah.
That means I'm going to have to keep AJ Styles, aren't I?
You're not gonna.
I don't know. This is the team that AJ Styles built.
Uh-oh, he's doing a heel turn on his buddy.
He is. We're gonna have to take my Seth Rollins and your Dean Ambrose, and we're gonna have to take on his Roman Reigns.
I am not taking that piece of crap. Are you kidding me?
I meant metaphorically.
Yeah.
If the Patreon pulls through, then I'll take him.
Fair enough. All right, so we'll save this up. Season 4 is in the record books, ladies and germs.
All right. Real quick before we go, I've been saving this.
Uh-oh.
Does anyone remember the draft?
What about it?
All right, I'm tired, so I'm going to keep this short. Not that sweet. We finished the draft, and somebody threw a bitch fit about accusing Jim and I of colluding and trying to screw someone who ended up with all the points. So 3 things. 1, fuck you. 2, quit throwing bitch fits. And 3, I demand you apologize to Jim and I for fucking putting us through all that bullshit when we didn't need to because you were acting like a fucking child and didn't even want to see how anything played out before you fucking complained about this shit. Look at the point values.
Yeah. I look at the point values, and it didn't turn out the way any of us thought it was going to turn out.
Yeah, so don't fucking cry and scream like a little baby before shit has happened. Jesus Christ, man. I was really nice at the time. And just, I remembered it though, because I'm not going to forget. And that was just horse shit. And that's all. Like, just, we had to sit here and placate you. Oh, wait till it plays out. Wait till it plays out. And all you had to do was fucking wait until it played out. You could have complained near the end if shit didn't go right. However, there was no collusion. There was no us trying to screw you. We were just trying to grab good people. So, the three things.
I was just going off based on how the drafts turned out. And you have to admit, from the draft itself, not how things turned out, not point spread, but from how things turned out, just who picked whom and stuff from the two drafts, you have to admit, it looked like I was getting shafted left, right, and center in terms of the draft itself with the picks, because I feel I had basis for doing what I did, because for two drafts in a row, like, Jim basically was just like, and he says it was unintentional, maybe it was, but he would make picks, and I'm just like, how did you fucking plan that? Where he literally is like, I'm just going to do this, and Jeff can't do anything about it. I'm like, what the fuck? So you have to, so from my perspective, I felt at the time, I'm like, I'm getting kind of hosed here, because I'm literally being put in a position where I can't do anything.
Well, maybe you should be more often.
That's because two drafts in a row, you made the conscious decision to use all your picks on me early in the draft, so you had nothing fucking left when shit went down later in the draft. That it's called, you have to think of strategy. If you're concerned, especially after the first time, that this was going to happen again, you should have saved a couple of picks against me so that you had the last pick against me instead of him, and then you could have counteracted that shit. That part is on you.
Except I can't counteract the final pick in the draft.
No, but that's the only one you can't counteract.
That and the last pick of whoever I decided, the last pick of whoever I decided to pick against, because there's actually two picks I can't counter. There's two picks you can't counter in any given draft, and it's the final pick, unless you're the one making the final pick, obviously, and whoever you can't pick against, because you're always going to end up at the end with one person that you can't get a pick against. So if they pick against you, you can't counter that. There's two picks you can't counter in any draft.
And we didn't yell about it. I should have taken Kevin Owens. I was nice and took whoever the fuck my last person was, probably Becky.
I can tell you.
Please do.
Let's see. According to
So I was tempted to take Styles back. Should have apparently done that.
You probably should. I expected you to.
We traded him so many times.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Balor. Yeah, it looks like your last pick from Jeff was Sasha.
Okay. She at least got a fair amount of points. No,
yeah,
Kevin
that was a good pick. Yeah.
If I had picked Owens instead of Sasha, you two would have been really damn close. Probably would have been a better fight.
And at the time, Owens probably would have been the one that would set me off the most, because like I said at the time, it's not like I wanted Owens for the points. He ended up getting a lot of points, but I wanted him for the shirt, to be honest with you. That's why.
Which is why you're totally keeping him next time. You're like, I should keep AJ Styles. You're not gonna turn on your buddy.
Yeah.
And
I don't
also,
know. We have a Canadian in the group now, so it would kind of be appropriate if she got Kevin Owens.
This is true.
Do I get all the Americans?
You can get all the East Coast people, like Enzo Amore.
No.
Didn't Jim have to get those?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
John, you can have all the bald people.
Woohoo.
You can have Big Show and the Club, and I guess the Revival, because one of them is bald, so that qualifies.
Is Big Show even going to be on the roster for next season, considering he just disappeared after the pay-per-view?
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Ask Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm beginning to wonder just how accurate Mr. Meltzer is these days with the shit that's coming out from him.
Big Show has relevance, okay? Big Show is the star of a fucking Jetsons movie.
Oh, he has relevance, but it's just the fact that they just worked an angle where he got a busted freaking hand. He just got booted in the face twice, and he's about at retirement age, and they haven't been using him a lot anyway. I'm like, he might be taking more time off.
He may. We'll find out. Who knows? And I would like to make one other point if we're going into this territory, by the way,
Do it.
of the fact that, you were going on and on about, this, that, and the other thing, okay? And the fact that you still won. I'd like to, I've brought some before, make one other important point in relevance to that draft. The fact that at the end of said draft, while you were bitching and pissing and moaning and throwing your fit, and I was trying to even the rosters, you offered me Jinder fucking Mahal, and I turned it down.
I did.
You offered me Jinder Mahal, and I said, "Oh, give me Eric Rowan because I have Bray." Okay, because I was thinking the same way. I could have said, I was pissed at you. I could have said, "Fine, I'll take fucking Jinder," and then you wouldn't have won right now. But the fact that I even let you keep Jinder, you have no grounds.
Except that, as you pointed out, I was willing to give you Jinder because none of us knew how this was going to turn out. And if you'd have taken him and won, I would have been like, damn, I shouldn't have given him to you. But you know what? I would have given him to you. Okay. Whoops, I shouldn't have done that. But none of us would have known that, how it was going to turn out. So it would have been fair. You chose not to take him. This is how it turned out.
I did, but had it turned out the other way, you would have screamed, "Oh, you took Jinder from me to intentionally screw me." Is my point.
Probably.
No, how would you have known they were going to push Jinder?
I wouldn't have, but you would have found some reason to make it my fault.
No, I wouldn't have. Not for that.
Do we have an over-under on if he would have?
How could I say it was your fault when I offered him to you? Where's the logic in that? I screwed myself if I do that because I said, here, take Jinder. That's on me. I've done that myself.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess.
Now, if I hadn't offered me, you said I want Jinder, then perhaps there might have been a way I would have, and I probably wouldn't have, but I could see it.
Yeah.
But then I would have said, "The fuck, are you psychic? What the hell, dude?" But no, I offered him to you. It would have been my own ass. Especially, well, the other thing, too, you have to realize at the time, we thought Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were actually going to working a program and then going off to actually do stuff, and then they just disappeared. It's like, what? Oh, like I said, shit didn't work out at all the way we thought it was going to work out with WWE. Bless you. And again.
Double bless you.
Indeed.
I'm a steal.
I guess this is just proof that anything can happen in the WWE. Season 5 will be interesting because 4 teams, smaller point total, smaller season, shorter season. That's right, folks. We're revamping the seasons yet again with the shaking things up again. And unlike a WWE, we're actually going to be shaking things up again a lot. Back to the drawing board, as it were, for the most part. So this will be an interesting season. I think hopefully, it'll be the closest season yet. Fingers crossed. I have a feeling the teams are going to be, to a point, kind of random because I don't know how well Tiff knows the majority of the newer superstars on the roster and stuff.
Given how things are going, I'm not sure that matters.
Well, yeah.
Shit's crazy over there. Like, I knew people and it didn't help at all, so.
Yeah, it's true.
I already said I'm going to choose people based on their theme songs. Try something new.
You could do that. So, no John Cena then?
No.
No Roman Reigns?
No.
You're taking Shinsuke?
Yeah.
You're going for Joe, aren't you? For the Godzilla theme song?
Maybe.
You're going for Lesnar because theme song. Bow, bow, bow.
Those are
Oh God!
decent
If you're going
choices,
based
but
on,
I think those selections are a bit rude to somebody.
there you go. I was gonna say, oh God, if you're going by theme song, you're gonna go after my Hardy Boys.
Maybe. Only if you want them injured. I took down
Oh,
Bailey,
that's true.
Roman Reigns, and the Revival.
Yeah. Well, Roman Reigns didn't get injured. They just fucked him up.
Yeah. He failed the drug test at one time.
Yeah.
Well, let's be counted fair here. I got Big Cass taken out for nearly a year, and he got Austin Aries removed from the company.
This is true. And he got half the horsewomen on leave.
Well, you took out Big Cass because he was ruining your T-shirt.
That's true. He was. I'm not even wearing it. That's
Yeah.
SummerSlam was in Brooklyn. Jim, is there something we should know about? Do you have contacts?
Everyone's got a price.
Dun, dun, dun. Ah, poor Big Cass. There goes his career. Like, do we honestly think WWE is going to push Big Cass when he comes back?
Yes. I do. I don't. That doesn't mean anything, but I do.
I'm going to predict right now, if Enzo Amore still has a job by the time Big Cass comes back, Big Cass is coming back as a face and they're putting them back together.
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
But that's if Enzo Amore still has a job.
We're going to find out. If.
Now, of course, the only way that won't happen is if, when Big Cass comes back, if Enzo Amore is the Cruiserweight champion, they probably won't put him back together.
Most likely.
But that ain't never going to happen.
Right.
Then again, Jinder Mahal became WWE champion, so what the hell do I know?
Yeah. It's true.
But that was season 4. Wild and Woolly Ride.
Yep.
And Jim is falling asleep.
Yeah.
It is late.
I'm good.
Don't you think we should end this thing?
Oh, we're still waiting for an apology. I haven't heard an apology yet.
I'm not apologizing. Because I still justify that at the time, I couldn't have predicted what was going to happen. I was going based on past and based on...
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't predict what was going to happen, so you shouldn't have bitched until you saw what would happen. That's kind of the entire crux of the argument. We're just saying, given the precedents that have been set here, we don't know what's going to happen. Let's take the next draft as it comes and see what happens.
And I said, you're absolutely right. Fair enough.
All right. Because come WrestleMania, Heath Slater is going to somehow have won the Universal title, and 3MB is going to have a Benoit and Eddie-like emotional moment in the ring at the end of the night.
If that's true, I can only hope I still have Heath Slater by WrestleMania. We'll see who ends up with him. I don't know. Maybe he who has the Heath Slater shirt might draft him next season.
It's possible.
We'll see who's left all the way down to the end.
There you go.
But yeah, we're going to have to sign off here. We're going to have to figure out who the hell is coming as a package deal.
Yeah, we will deal with that. It shouldn't be too difficult. But until then, this has been Season 4. Thank you all for joining us. As always, feel free to go back and watch all the Season 4 videos if you want to catch up. And don't forget to join us this coming Saturday for the premiere of Season 5, where we will be opening up our first video of that evening. There will be 2, and the first will be our draft. Should be a lot of fun. We'll see you then. Peace.